Yeah, we are live, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty for giving us chance to enhance our knowledge at this pandemic situation. I welcome you all for national level webinar on emerging needs for cybersecurity and understanding next generation antivirus. It's my pleasure to welcome our secretary, sir, Mr. Kaiser Ahmed, Principal Dr. M. Renu, and Vice Principal Dr. Arifa Bashir, who always support and encourage us in all the way. I would like to extend a warm greetings to Mr. K. M. Vishal, Certified Ethical Hacker by EC Council US. Welcome you, sir. On behalf of Islamia Women's Arts and Science College, it's our pleasure to welcome you once again. Uh, I welcome all the participants for this one day national level webinar. Let me introduce our chief guest, Mr. K. M. Vishal. He is certified ethical hacker by Easy Council, US, also referred as a white hat hacker, who systematically attempts to inspect network infrastructure with the consent of its own owner to find security vulnerability which a molecule hacker could potentially exploit and determine if unauthorized access is possible. He also certified by various top security vendors in various platforms like endpoint, perimeter, and data security. And he also have 5+ years of experience in cyber security and risk services in IT industry. And he has completed many certification courses. It's our pleasure to welcome you once again, sir. And mm, I welcome Mr. K. M. Vishal, such an vibrant personality. It's our pleasure to have like you, sir. And over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So, good morning, all. Thank you for a wonderful introduction, ma'am. I would like to thank the management of Islamia Women's Arts and Science College, Wanembadi, and PG Department of Computer Science and Application, and Professor K. Priya for giving me an wonderful opportunity to enlighten the participants on the very hot topic of emerging need for cybersecurity and understanding the next gen antiviruses. So, I assume that this would be a very interesting session for you all. We would have a question and answer separately at the end of the presentation. And I would request all the participants to share your comments or share your queries in the chat box. So I would just reflect it to the larger audience. So let me just give you an example that how our video will be posted over there. So now you can see, so you can see that we can see the comments over here. So as you share your comments and you share your queries over here, so we will just display to the larger audience and we would answer that for sure. So we'll have the question and answer session at the end of the presentation. So now let's jump onto the session itself. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So, very good morning, all. So, today we'll be seeing about the emerging need for cybersecurity and we'll be understanding the next gen antiviruses. So, we'll know what is antivirus and how antivirus came into picture and what is the next generation of antivirus. So, how antivirus has been built itself to be in the part of cybersecurity. So myself, Vishal, I'm a senior tech associate in an IT industry where I work for cybersecurity and risk center, and I'm a certified ethical hacker too. So let's start with the session. Cybersecurity. So what is cybersecurity? So we all should understand that Cybersecurity is nothing but a process, or it's a practice that would be designed to protect the networks, devices, programs, and data from attack. So any unauthorized access or damage to the infra or any attack towards your data would be coined under cybersecurity. So cybersecurity will be termed when a computer or a network is being used for an attack. So cyber is nothing but it's just a virtual thing. So virtual security. So wherever your networks and data and devices are being protected and everything, and that would be termed under cyber security. This is also known as the information technology security. Why? So information technology security is nothing but IT security. So whatever comes under your IT, which is nothing but your computers, database, your networks, and everything, this all gonna be part of your IT industry. So that all being secured, and make sure that all these assets and your data are being secured will be come under your cyber security. So why cyber security is important? So where you gonna protect it, from whom you gonna protect it? And that point of time we see about the bad guys are referred as hackers. So hackers are the technical people who are very knowledgeable in technical level, and they try to make use of any vulnerabilities in your mission to hack your mission. So the process, they find the vulnerabilities in your missions and they try to exploit it, and that's the point where hacking take place. So this is nothing but a hacker who is trying to exploit something vulnerable in your mission would be termed as hacking. So vulnerabilities, many people would be thinking that vulnerabilities are like a basic thing, but vulnerabilities can cause you a very huge loss, because vulnerabilities are the place where the hacker will try to exploit yourself. So vulnerabilities are nothing but it's just a weakness in the system. So wherever your softwares, your operating systems are not up to date, are not up to the mark, at that point of time, your missions are vulnerable. So whenever there's a new release in your operating system or there's a new release in the software, those things should be updated in timely manner. If you're not updating your OS or if you're not updating your software, that would be an vulnerable for the hacker to exploit it. So it's always recommended that you update your OS, you update your softwares, you don't use any spywares, adwares, and everything, because these all gonna make a way for the hacker to exploit your missions and infra. So let's move on. So the importance of cybersecurity. So we understood what is cybersecurity, who is an hacker, who gonna exploit yourself. So these all we have seen. So we'll understand what are the importance of cybersecurity. So government, military, corporate, financial, and medical organizations collect and process and store large amount of data on computers and other devices. So every information from every single individual is critical and sensitive. So these any kind of data breach will have a negative consequences. So there are people, there are government, they are military, they are corporate, so even medical organization, they all get your critical information. They get your name, date of birth, address, your phone number, everything. So these are all being termed as critical and sensitive data. So for every individual, their uh, their critical data is the information of themselves. So if I term a person A, the person A information would be his name, date of birth, his phone number, his address, and location. These are all being the critical data for an individual. So in a larger perspective, if you think a whole database of the whole state or the country is being stored under some data process. So if you take an example of Aadhaar is a place where all your data is being stored. So this data is very critical, and there should be an inline process for cyber security to make sure that the data is secured. So even this is important for organizations transmit sensitive data across networks and to other devices in course of business. So cybersecurity describes the discipline deducted to protect the information and the systems used to process or store it. So they are business where they transmit your sensitive data. So for this, a very simple example is Flipkart or Amazon. So these are kind of organizations which store your data, like your name, address, your credit card numbers, everything, and they transmit it to the third party vendor. So when you're buying something on your Flipkart, so you are trying to buy via your internet banking. So at that point of time, your details and your data gonna transmit from Flipkart to your internet banking. So this is a kind of transition or a kind of a transmit of sensitive data from one team to another team. That's called the sensitive data across the networks. So in that point of time, there are many chances that a hacker would try to steal your data. So to overcome this, there are tools and security features to be enabled on the both the levels to make sure that your data is being secured in the transition level. So as the volume and sophistication of cybersecurity grows, companies, organizations, and those are tasked with safeguarding information relating to national security, health, or financial records need to take steps to protect their sensitive business and personal information. As I said, it's a very growing topic. In March 2013, the nation's top intelligence official cautioned that the cyber attacks and digital spying are the top threat to the nation's security and even more than terrorism. So I guess as of now, everyone would know that the data is the most valuable thing in the world. So our next war or next any attack would be not be directly via your nuclear or anything like that, which will be purely on your data attack. So that's the reason where the all the countries take their utmost care to make sure that the data of the citizens are being stored properly. So, a very simple example for everyone to understand is that a latest news which everyone knows that the TikTok was being banned in India, and more than 23 apps were blocked in India from the Chinese government. So, this is a very simple example where you can understand that the importance of the data security. So the next gen gonna be where your data is being critical. So you should understand why these apps were blocked by the government. So these are very simple that every information of you, like where you go, where you come, your location, your date of birth, everything is being stored in that particular app, and those database are being located in foreign countries rather than your resident country. So when your information are being transferred to a foreign country, your resident country will make sure that your data is safe everywhere. So to make sure that there are countries which take steps to stop the data stealing and data attack on your informations. So these are kind of a very basic techniques where a big number of data will be saved from any kind of leakage. So let's move on to elements of cybersecurity. So we saw what is cybersecurity, why it is important. Now we should understand how this cybersecurity going to work. So how it has been layered in your infrastructure. We have network security. So network security consists of the policies and practices adopted to prevent and monitor unauthorized access, misuse, modification, or denial of computer network and network accessible resources. So whatever attack which is being tried and exploited towards your network. So network is nothing but your internet facing servers and internet facing datas are your network security. So that's the place where network security comes into picture. So you try to access your internet, so that's a direct use, right? So once you click anything on your machine will be directly redirect to internet. So we involve something which is between your system and the internet ISP. So internet ISP gonna be in the cloud level and your machine is in your home. So something in between, we create a security level to make sure that anything you access in internet would be safe. At that point of time, we make sure that our network security is top. So network security we use like switches, routers, we use firewalls. So these firewalls will be placed between your system and the internet, where you will have n numbers of policies installed in your in your firewall, where that will make sure that any exploitation or any like traffics from the blacklisted IPs will be blocked for sure. So that's the place where your network security comes into picture. Application security. Application security describes security measures at the application level that aim to prevent data or code within the app from being stolen or hijacked. Application requires constant updates and testing to ensure these programs are secure from attacks. So, application security, as the name itself terms that it's an application level security. So we should have a very constant updates on application security when compared to network, because application will be having its updates very frequently. So if you take an example of Google Chrome will have updates like bi-weekly itself. So we should make sure that our application security is very high, to make sure that your applications which are running your mission or your mobile are up to date, and even those applications are from the trusted host. So we should always make sure our applications are from the trusted host, because there are a lot of spyware and hardware which use as a trusted host, but which they do not. They just try to steal your data in backend, but where the application security will make sure that your application is running safe. So endpoint security. So endpoint security or endpoint protection is an approach to the protection of the computer networks that are remotely bridged to the client devices. The connection of laptops, tablets, mobile phones, and other wireless devices to corporate network creates attack for the cyber threats. So endpoint security. For example, if you take an Microsoft, so where Microsoft company will have around 1 lakh to 2 lakh people working for them. So people who work for them has a laptop in their office, and they have like if they're working from home, they will have their laptop in home. So they should make sure that all their laptops are being secured. So where the security for the laptops or for the desktops for the mobile of an organization would be termed under endpoint security. So installing antiviruses, installing application control, installing like a security to your pen drive access, everything will come under endpoint security. So if you take any example of any large organization or any IT employee, they will have a computer where they can use only for the business purpose. They will not be able to install a game, or they will not be able to install any third party in that, because the laptop would be compliant to the endpoint security of the organization. So they do the endpoint security to make sure that the laptops are being patched with the latest security, so that there will not be any data loss for the company. That's the reason where your business laptops will not be able to install any third party, or you will not be able to like install any games over it. So on data security refers to the process of protecting data from unauthorized access and data corruption throughout its life cycle. Data security includes data encryption, hashing, key management practice that protect data across all applications and platforms. So data security is not about just protecting your data from unauthorized access. It's make sure that your data is being secured from end to end. So from the place where you registered yourself to the place you make any transaction, or till you delete your data, the data security comes into picture. That data should be secured in 360 level. So it should be secured forever. Whenever your data is being given to any company, the company should make sure that your data is secured till you delete your data. So that's the whole cycle of it, and the whole life cycle will be secured via data security. So coming on next, it's identity management. So this is a process of understanding the access every individual has in an organization. It is mainly for the organizational purpose for identifying, authenticating, and authorizing individuals or group of people to have access on applications or system. It is nothing but you make sure that what kind of information is should be available for the users. So if you take an IT infrastructure, you make sure that the top management has access to all the confidential data. Your production team has access to all the tools. Your security team has access to the firewalls, endpoint devices, and everything. So the layering, like we layer the access and their identity in a hierarchy manner, where what should be accessible for the set of users. So that's the place where identity management comes into picture. So we make sure that their user credentials are very being secured. They have the password in a protected way, like they use the symbols and caps and numericals in their passwords. So make sure that all their username and passwords are being secured will be termed in the identity management. Database and infrastructure security. So everything in network involves database and physical equipments. So protecting the device is equally important, and database security refers to the range of tools, controls, measures designed to establish preserve data confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is nothing but the CIA triad. So database and infrastructure security make sure that your data is very secure, and they use a term called CIA triad, which we'll be seeing in the forthcoming slides. So we'll understand more about CIA triad in the forthcoming slides. So cloud security. Cloud computing security, or more simply, it's a cloud security, refers to a broad set of policies, technologies, applications, and controls utilized to protect virtualized IP. So when you come to this generation, so till now we were being in a place where we use on-premise. On-premise is nothing but a defined servers, security tools, and everything are like hardwares. They have a different DC, like data center, over some locations, and they keep all their physical servers over there. But now the generation has changed. So now we are using cloud security. Cloud security is like everything is being stored in the cloud level. There is no physical devices, there is no physical servers stored anywhere. So everything is being secured in the cloud level. So that point of time, the cloud security comes into picture, and it's very safe that your data and everything being stored in the cloud level. So the companies like Amazon Cloud is there. Azure is nothing but from the Google. So Azure Cloud, these are all the cloud infrastructure companies which provide free, like they are paid itself. They provide the infrastructure for the IT organizations to give opt for servers or securities and everything. They provide a whole set of security to the clients itself. Mobile security. So mobile security is protecting your smartphones, tablets, laptops, and other computing devices where they connect to. So we make sure our mobile, our laptop are being secured from the internet, where any hacker would try to steal your data. So the main simple things which we're going to do for that is installing antiviruses. Sorry, make sure that your antiviruses are installed on all your laptops, mobiles, and everywhere. And also make sure that you enable your Windows Defender, because Windows Defender will have an overall access to your security perspective of the Microsoft system, so that it will patch itself for its latest vulnerabilities. So Defender will also have impact on your firewall base, so that will also take care of your downloads and everything. So make sure your Windows Defender is enabled, or install third-party antiviruses like we have McAfee, Norton, everything. So you can make use of those kind of securities for your mobiles and smartphones. So as I said, let's see about what is CIA triad. So CIA triad is the a combination of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is nothing but it's an objects, resources are protected from unauthorized viewing and other access. So we make sure that our data is confidential. So we should make sure that the data is not accessed by any other people in the company. For example, we take a profit loss data of a company. So that data should be available only for the managing director and the top management. It should not be available for all the people in the organization. So we make sure that the data is confidential from the unauthorized viewing. So that is termed under confidentiality. So moving to integrity, integrity measures protect information from unauthorized alteration. These measures provide assurance in the accuracy and completeness of data. So integrity makes sure that it is not altered at any point of time. So the same example we'll take that the profit and loss document, it should not be able to alter, like there should not be any people try to alter it without authorized access. So that is being taken care by integrity. So we make sure that the data is integrity with the standards of it, and there is no alteration made in that point of time. So availability, The last is availability, where it, in order for an information system to be useful, it must be available to the authorized user. So we should make sure that the particular data is always available for the authorized user. So as I said, the profit and loss document should be available to the top management and managing director for sure, because as we say, it should be confidential. If we make it not accessible for anyone, then it is very waste. So we should make sure that it is always available for the authorized users. So these three are the kind of three pillars of the data security, that it makes sure the data is secured. So confidentiality, to make that it is confidential from other access; integrity, that it is not been altered by anyone; and availability, that it should be available for the authorized people always. So these three becomes the three pillars of the data security. So top data security regulations, we have PCI DSS, HIPAA, and GDPR. So these are kind of regulations which we have for data security. So payment card industry is nothing but where your payment and your set of credit cards, debit cards have been recorded, and these are being secured. So there are set of regulations where that your payment card and your debit card, credit card numbers are being stored, and they have set of regulations where they should accompany that they are under the standards to make sure they run the organization. So every company like Paytm or PayPal, these are companies which make sure that your payment transaction is being secured. So they should be applied by the standards of this PCI DSS. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act is an HIPAA Act, which is being used to make sure that your health records, all your health records, being secured or not. Though in India we don't have much of top data security regulations, but HIPAA is being used in European and US nations, where they make sure that all your data is being secured, all your health records especially. So HIPAA take care only of the insurance and the health records of of the client, and they make sure that these records are being secured. So GDPR is General Data Protection Regulation. GDPR is an European nation's general data protection, which makes sure that it covers all the data of you. So it includes your date of birth, email, IP address, phone numbers, and account numbers. Everything being recorded and being secured by the organization via General Data Protection Regulation. This is the GDPR regulations which they have for European nations. So to understand the antivirus, how antivirus gonna work, and how antivirus is being evolved, we should make sure that we are aware of the malware and types of malware in our world. So malware is a contraction of malicious software. So simply, it's malware is any piece of software that is designed with the intent to damage or disrupt and gain unauthorized access to your devices, which inflict harm to your data in multiple ways. So these gonna be the most dangerous things in internet. So you don't know what is installing in your machine, but it will be a malware for sure. So to be very precise, we have worms, viruses, bots, botnets, Trojan horses, ransomware, adware, and spywares. So we'll see one by one what all these kind of malwares. So different types of malware, will go with worms. Worms spread via software vulnerabilities or phishing attacks. Once a worm has been installed itself into computer memory, it starts infect the whole machine, and in some cases your whole network. They can infect large number of computers very fast. It will consume your bandwidth, and it will overload your web servers. So worms are kind of a simple scripts. They are like kind of an Python scripts or something. These will start infecting your vulnerabilities in your machine, and it will start replicate itself. It's just like an worm which will replicate itself, and it will start spreading throughout your network. So once one of your machine is being attacked with worm, it will just move on with every computer which is being connected internally via LAN. So one mission affection will cause around like 20 30 missions which are being connected in the LAN, and all missions will get infected. And once all missions get infected, your bandwidth will reduce, your web servers will go down, and it will start affecting all the missions. So worms are very fast in replication. So moving to viruses, like worms, virus can't directly move with the machines, but virus need an already infected active operating system or program to work. They typically attach to an executable file or a Word document. Virus is bit different from worms. Even viruses will spread between systems, but it will not directly spread like worms. Virus need an third party executable. So for example, there should be a Word document or there should be an PDF which will have virus in it. And once you open that Word or once you open that PDF, at that point of time the virus will try to replicate, and that point of time the virus will start spreading over your machine. So virus lie dormant until the infected host file or program is activated. Once that happens, the virus will able to replicate itself and spread through your systems. So virus will be dormant. Virus will sleep. It will not have any inverse effect in your machine unless until you open that executable or a Word document or a PDF. So we should make sure that yeah, there should not be any untrusted documents downloaded from the internet. So unless until you know the person, don't download it because it might have a virus in behind it. So unless until you click on that, you will not know whether there's a virus in it or not. So once you click on the document, then you will know whether the virus is in behind or not. So that's how viruses work. Virus need an already infected host or an application to run, whereas worms will directly replicate itself in your machine. So to coming to bots and botnets, bot is a computer that been infected with malware, so it can control remotely by a hacker. So the we call the bot as a zombie computer. Zombie computer is nothing but you will not know that your computer is being managed by another hacker. So what he does is he try to infect your machine with any malware. It can be virus, worms, or a Trojan horse, anything. He will try to infect your machine. Once he infect your machine, he will take access of your control. He will control all your things, and he will try your machine, and he will try to infect other machines in the internet. So that's how the hacker try to attack you, and it will make use of your computer and attacks the other machines. At that point of time your mission becomes a zombie mission, where it will be with you, but the remote access of your mission will be with an hacker. He will use your missions for DDoS attacks, key logging, screenshots, webcam access, spreading other types of malware, and sending spam and phishing messages. So DDoS attack is like distributed denial of services. So he will try to just send random data to any web servers to make them down. So that's where the DDoS attacks come into picture. So if you're overloading a web server with a large of data, then DDoS attacks will make sure that it will make the server down. Key logging is like hacking your passwords which we use in our browser, screenshots, webcam access. The hacker will try to take a screenshot of your mission. It will access your webcam. He can understand what is happening behind you. So once your mission access is being taken to the hacker, he will do all this. So he will even use your mission to spread other malwares. So once if they try to hack some government websites, if they have cyber crime team to reinvestigate what it happened, then your mission will be in front of law, where your mission will be part of a bots, because the hacker will use your mission to attack the government sites. So this is kind of an attack where the hacker used to do. So once a large number of machines are being hacked and are being used as bots, it will be termed as botnets. Botnets is nothing but bot of network. So a network of many machines which is being hacked by a system, and that is being used to attack other machines, are called as botnets. So Trojan horses, it's like an malicious program that disguises itself it's as a legitimate file because it will look trustworthy. So user will download it. They are a doorway, and they will try to infect your machines in a larger manner. So what are Trojan horses? These are kind of a very secured, a proper executable file which makes themselves from a trusted host. So if you see, there are games and everything in internet. So you install a game for cricket, so you install a cricket game, and you see that it's a cricket game, and as you install it will be cricket, and you will start playing in your laptop. But in few time you will understand that your mission is slow, or your mission doesn't respond properly. So that point of time you will know that there would be some viruses installed backend. So the Trojan horses are kind of that kind of infection where it looks like a trustworthy application, like it will look like an game, or it can be any kind of application in it. So you will start using it as a trustworthy application, but in behind it will be a malicious code which will be running to understand your mission, and it will start spying your mission. So what Trojan horses can do is it will delete, modify, capture data. It will harvest your device as a part of botnet, spy on your device. It will gain access to the network, and it will take full access of your mission. So adware and scams. Adware is one of the better known types of malware. It serves pop-ups, displays ads that often have no relevance to you. So adware is a place where you will see in your everyday internet life. So once you open any browser, you will see lot of ads in your right side and your left side of your browser. So once you open a site, you will have number of like pop-ups showing click on us, click up, sign up, like that. You will have many pop-ups in it. So these are all part of your adwares. So you doesn't know they are from the trusted host. So once you start clicking that ad, it will automatically redirect you to another tab where you there will be a script or which will be running in backend, which will directly install in your browser. So we should make sure that we never touch on the ads in the left or right corner of your machines. So once you open any browser in your laptop, you will see this in a day-to-day life itself. So even now, if you open your browser, you will know many adwares are there. So these are a very easy attack, attack for a hacker. He will try to make you that you click that ad for sure. So once you click that ad, there will be a script running behind it, and it will start infecting your browser. So will be a very soft target for hackers, phishers, and scammers. They will try to make access of your mission. And spyware is nothing but it is secretly recording your online offline activity. So harvesting your data and collecting personal information such as username, password, surfing habits. So once a spyware is being installed in your machine, that will start recording your process and your behavior. It will start understanding your behavior. It will make sure that it takes all your username, password, and it will understand your habit. So whenever you open a system, it will make sure that you use Facebook, then you go to the Google for surfing, then you use YouTube. So this is your pattern of internet access. So it will start giving many related ads over in your side browser. So it will make sure that you click on the adware, and that's a circle where you will be a soft target for the hacker to hack your mission. So spyware are very dangerous to get your personal information. So ransomware is a very big place where it had hold access to your mission. It will encrypt your mission totally, and it will ask for money. So which is nothing but a cryptocurrency. So it will restrict your own files, then it damages your payment. In return, it will letting you back in. So in 2017, we had a ransomware attack which spread across 150 computers, 150 countries, and it compromised over 2 lakh machines. So this all happened in just one day. So we termed it WannaCry attack, and it has an attack over the uh, vulnerabilities over the Windows machine on 2007. So in 2007, like Windows 7 and Windows 8 machines. So those machines had many vulnerabilities which were targeted by these hackers, and they tried to attack your machine via that vulnerability. So this created a large number of machines like around the world, in European country, US, and everywhere there were machines which is being attacked via this. So very basic thing to make sure that you will not be part of ransomware is we should make sure that our operating systems are up to date, our antivirus are up to date. We should back up our data, because if it's been encrypted by the ransomware, then unless until we get the decryption key, we will not be able to decrypt for sure. So we should make sure that our important files are being backed up, and we should never click on any attachments or any kind of files from unknown sources, because this WannaCry was like targeted via emails, and this was spreaded by a .js attachment. So it was a script designed in .js, where you click that, it will start encrypting your machine, and your mission will go down. This was the main part of ransomware. So now as we see what are all the malwares and viruses, so we'll understand how antivirus works. So what is antivirus software? So antivirus software is sometimes known as anti-malware software to detect, prevent and take action to disarm or remove malicious software from your computers. So it is also to prevent, remove unwanted spyware, adware, in addition other types of malicious program. The first antivirus can be traced as far as 1980s because we don't have any particular year or date who found it. So we have an first antidote which has been done in 1980s. So this software will begin by checking your computer programs and comparing them to the known types of malware. It will also scan your machine for behaviors that may signal the presence of new or unknown malwares. So antivirus has a database. Antivirus works via known database. So it will have a database where it will know what are all the viruses are part of the internet as of now. So it will have a database of all the strings of the known malwares and known viruses. So it will make sure that it understands all your patterns in your machine and it will start blocking it because of the database of the antivirus. So how antivirus works? So specific detection is that it directly works by looking for known malware by specific set of characteristics. It will have the set of characteristics in its database and it will start looking out for the malware specific characteristics in the application which is run by your machine. So generic detection, the process looks for malware that are variants of known families or malware related by a common code base. So generic detection is like there might be a new viruses which have a generic code of the old virus. It will be a next version of a virus. For example, there's a virus called WannaCry. So WannaCry ransomware had a certain code which was then upgraded with another code, was released as a Bad Rabbit ransomware attack. So Bad Rabbit ransomware attack has the previous code of WannaCry attack, and also it has new codes. So in via generic detection, we will understand what is the upgraded version of virus, and it will start finding the related malware common codes in between the viruses. Heuristic detection is the process scans for previously unknown viruses by looking for known suspicious behavior or file structure. Heuristic detection is like though we don't have that information in the database, in the antivirus database, it will start understanding the behavior of the application. It will start suspecting the behavior of the files, and it will start understanding the behavior, and by the behavior it will block or delete that file. So heuristics are the latest antiviruses techniques which is being used. So as I said, virus signature. Virus signature is nothing but the database of the viruses. It is a fingerprint of a virus. It is set of unique data or bits of code that allow it to be identified. So antivirus software use a virus signature to find the virus in a computer file system, allowing to detect, quarantine, remove the virus. So in antivirus software, we call it as definitions, we call it signatures, we call it dat file. So these are all the signatures are nothing but the database of the antivirus. So every day there will be a release in the definition. So that's the reason we say that your antivirus should be up to date, because every day there are places where the antivirus releases new signatures. So for a company, if you have an McAfee or a semantic antivirus, there are places where they release the signatures in a daily basis. So every day at 7 p.m. or like 8 p.m. in IST, they will be updating their latest signatures. So every signature will have a new code of viruses which was identified on that particular day. So every day the database will increase its knowledge on the known vulnerabilities. So it will understand the known viruses and known patterns via bits of code. It will have the signature of the viruses to understand and to detect from while scanning your machine. So it will scan your machine and it will understand any kind of viruses have been there in your machine. This is happening because of the virus signature, which is nothing but the detection technique we used for the antivirus definitions. So AV scanning methods, we have on-access scanning. Antivirus software runs in the background on your computer, checking every file you open. This is generally known as on-access scanning. So this is being done in your backend. So whatever files you open. So as you say, whenever you double click on an exe file, if you open an application, once you double click on the exe file, it will start scanning. This is an intermediate time where your application is clicked and until it is open. So once you click on your word document loads for 2 3 seconds, then it opens. That 2 3 seconds is used for this on access scanning method. So once you click on the application, it will start scanning that application with for any known vulnerabilities, or if the application has any malicious code in it, and then it will allow your application to open on your laptop. In that between gap, it will start scanning your application. That is a real-time scan which is being used in the antivirus softwares. So that will be termed as on-access scanning. Full system scanning is nothing but scan useful where it will helpful where you do a full scan on your machine. So normally for every mission we recommend that your machine should be have a full scan on a weekly basis. So every week you should have a full scan on your machine, because it will start knowing what are all being the new files being installed in your machine. So if you install a new application and you don't have any full scan, it will have any kind of malicious code which is sleeping in behind. So we should make sure that you have a full scan to understand any new malicious code has been installed in your machine. So it's always recommended that we do it for a weekly basis. So we'll come to the next gen antiviruses. So till now, what we saw is an antivirus platform which works with the database which it already had, which is nothing but it has the protection level for the known vulnerabilities. It didn't had any opportunity to make sure that it has access for the new viruses or a zero-day attacks. So they are not part of that. But the next gen antivirus are more intelligent, that they will be making sure that they have a behavioral scanning mechanism where it will scan all its behavior on your machine. So next gen antivirus is a new breed of software that was created to bridge the gap left by the traditional antiviruses. It takes traditional antivirus software to a new and advanced level. It goes beyond known file-based malware signatures and heuristics, because it's a system-centric and cloud-based approach. As till now we saw antivirus which was a file-based malware signatures, but now it is a cloud-based. Cloud-based is not, it will talk to the cloud and it will understand the latest signatures and then it will react. So it is very developed part of the antiviruses which the traditional antivirus didn't have. So sandboxing detection. Sandboxing detection was introduced in the in this generation, where sandbox detection method is nothing but it likely of the behavioral based detection method. It executes any application in the virtual environment to track what kind of action it performs. So verifying the actions of the program that are logged in, the antivirus software can identify the program is malicious or not. It is nothing but a playground. So there will be a playground inside your machine where once you install application, first it will be run on a sandboxing place. Sandbox is nothing but a playground, as I said. It will just install that application in that sandboxing and it understand what kind of actions it makes after it install in your machine. So it will start analyzing its behavior. So once if it find any malicious code being installed after you do it, then the sandboxing will directly say that it is a malicious code, so don't install in your machine. So this is kind of a virtual appliance inside your machine which use sandboxing technique, where it will try to launch that application in that code, then it will allow you in your machine. So this is where sandboxing technique is a very important anti-malware system which is being used now. Advanced Threat Protection, ATP. Advanced Threat Protection refers to a category of security solutions that defend against sophisticated malware or hijacking based attacks. So ATP can differ from the normal antiviruses, as they have network devices, email gateway, malware protections, and even centralized management console. So advanced threat protection has an overall knowledge of your infra. It will have its integrity with the network security level, it will have its email gateway, it will have its endpoint level protection and everything. So this will make sure that it is have an access for everything, and it will understand and it will log everything. So anything malicious done in the network level will be directly recorded and it will be posted in the endpoint level. So advanced threat protection ATP is an overall secured, where it secures from your network level to your application level. So that's why ATP is being used in larger infrastructures now. So people are migrating from the traditional antivirus to the advanced threat protection ATP. So let's know about a few latest cyber attacks in the world. So latest cyber attack in Twitter. So in just 15 days before, in July 15, there was an cyber attack done on the Twitter level. So Twitter was being hacked, and lots of high profile peoples like Barack Obama or Bill Gates, all the top confidential data was stolen, and they were post which is being done from the Obama or Bill Gates account, stating that you share me $1,000 and I will share you back $2,000. So they termed it as a COVID relief fund. So they said that Bill Gates is giving COVID relief fund, that you send me $1,000, I will send you back $1,000, like $2,000 in just half an hour. This was the post given from Biden, Obama, and all their accounts. And once they posted, everyone thought that it was a genuine message, and all started giving $1,000 to that link which was shared in that post. Then Twitter understood that it was attack on their database, and they started deleting it. So though the posts were deleted in half an hour, once the post was done from Obama or Bill Gates account, the post was deleted by Twitter in just half an hour. But between that half an hour, there were numerous people who shared money to that hacker. So around like $1,200 were being transferred to the hacker. So even this was an approximate count which was shared, but there would be more worst scams till now, because this is the latest, and this is the biggest scam in Twitter history till now, where only the top hits, like top people's accounts were hacked. So we should make sure that we should be known to our cyber world, and we should know how people are hacking the systems, to make sure that our data are always secured. So it's very important that you should not use your passwords, very simple passwords and everything. So make sure you use two factor authentication where OTP is involved, so that unless until OTP is used, people will not be able to access. Make sure that you use tougher passwords, like strong passwords, rather than like your name, your date of birth. Don't use such kind of passwords. Make sure you use a very strong password which is random and generic. So that's all from the session team. So thank you all. Stay home, stay safe, and stay secured. So it makes sure that you being secured always, because you are part of the internet always. So your systems are always switched on with Wi-Fi, and it is switched on with your data pack. So everything is vulnerable for your mission. So you're using a mobile phone where your data is always enabled. There are chances where you will be being a soft target for the hacker. So make sure you're always secured. Make sure you are updated with all the signatures, or you are updated with the OS platforms, operating systems, and you are updated with antivirus. So start making use of and installing antivirus in your mission, and be secured. So thank you all. Let's move on to the QA session. Hmm, okay. So as let's move on to the QA session. So you can start posting your queries or any queries regarding cybersecurity. So I would start displaying over here, and you will be getting your answers right away. Um, okay, we got a question from Mystic Malayali, a good name. Sir, if a hacker is using anti-forensics methods, how will forensic investigators track him? As the hacker is using proxy IP. So there are places where all your proxies are not safe as well. There are free proxies and there are paid proxies. So if a hacker is using a free proxy, it's very simpler to find him. Once the reverse engineering, the term of finding an hacker from an cyber attack is known as reverse engineering. So we make use of reverse engineering where the reverse part of the hacking is taken place. So, for example, if he's trying to hack via the network security level, then from switcher to router, router to firewall, firewall to the internal machines, we make the same pattern in a reverse manner to understand whether from which place he is. So, proxy IPs, if he's using a free proxy IP, he will be identified and he will be found very easily. But if he is using a paid proxy which has been used in a high level, then it is bit tougher for us to do it. But with an technology of an higher than that hacker is very easy. So like being a layman person, you will not be able to find that for sure, but the cyber team of the national intelligence or from another third party hacker would be able to reverse engineer to understand which IP was natted to that proxy IP. So natting is the process which is used for the proxy IP. Your original IP will be natted to a proxy IP. So at that point of time, the reverse engineering would help to understand which IP was natted to the proxy IP. That's how they do it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
So,
ma'am.
uh, can I read the queries?
No, no, I will be posting it. I'm just searching.
So many queries, sir.
uh, okay, unknown sites I have used by Cognito Windows, sir. So incognito is it's not a cognito, it's incognito. Incognito is a website, it's a browser level protect, like it's a just eye, like it's just like an eyeshadow for you. Incognito will not stop you from anything. Incognito is nothing but it will not show or it will not have a history, browsing history in your machine, but it will store all your sites which you are accessing in your laptop temp file. In C folder, you will have a temp file where all your process is being recorded. So incognito will not be used for anyone who is trying to do it, because incognito is just like a normal browser where you will not be able to view, but all the logs will be stored in your machine. So not even reverse engineering, even you will be able to dig something in your C drive, you will be able to find all your data. So don't think that incognito is very safe. Incognito is purely unsecured to be used. Only thing is it will not have any cache installed, cache being recorded in your machine, except that it is also unsecure for sure. Uh, some software or security tool which can check whether the mails are authorized or not. So currently, Google itself has a lot of security tools in it. It already differentiate between scammers and it will differentiate between the genuine email addresses. So that's why where you have a spam folder, you have a different folders for everything, for promotions, for spam, everything. So Google itself has a bit new technology. It's not much required that you need to install any software for that. So make sure that you know that person and it's from genuine domain is nothing but @gmail.com, like that. So don't click on emails from like white black.com, like that. Any uncommon words are being used as a domain, don't try to open it. If you open also, don't click on any attachments in it. So that's very important. If you click on that attachment, then only your problem will be started. So make sure that you don't click on the attachments. um, So same, ma'am. So the mailbox is like it's already been organized. So make sure you don't click on any spam emails, or you don't make sure that you don't click on any promotions or that kind of folders. It's been already categorized in your Gmail. So don't use those folders. Make sure that the label is being tagged, right. The label is for the secure property. So once there's a label, that yellow color symbol in that, that makes sure that it is from a genuine thing. Google will understand whether that Google user is already in Google, and it will label it. So that label is used for that security purposes. Um, there are many questions. I'm just taking randomly. How penetration? So, how penetration testing help in such attacks? Can we relate penetration testing to DDoS attack? DDoS attack is not found via penetration testing. Penetration testing will make sure that you understand what are all the vulnerabilities available in your infrastructure. Penetration testing will make sure that you know that these are all the vulnerabilities in your mission, so you can say to the IT team to fix all these vulnerabilities. But DDoS attacks is like overwhelming the responses. So if your browser can have only 1,000 users per second, but DDoS attack will happen where there is a 10,000 unwanted users. So it's like IRTCC or a Flipkart flash sale. At that point of time, the Flipkart itself goes down. That's kind of an example for a DDoS attack. So once your mission is being compromised by more than authorized users, that time the DDoS attacks comes into place. So penetration testing will not help to understand DDoS attacks. So does antivirus really help? For sure, antivirus will help you from the known vulnerabilities and any vulnerabilities which is being recorded a day before, except today. So 0 day attacks are not being recorded via antivirus, but everything which is being identified till now will be blocked in your machine if you have a latest antivirus and with the latest signature. So once your signature is being updated for today also, then it will get updated for sure. Um, Fine, we'll have last two questions. We are running out of time. Where is it possible? Okay, we have a message. If someone hacks email ID and also deleted all data passed away 3 months, is this cybercrime? So this can reinstall all data from getting if possible. No, like if someone hacks your email ID and your data is being deleted, um, it's like if it's deleted in your email level, it is very tough to get it back because it's part of your cloud security. One minute. Yeah. So once it is deleted in the email ID, then it will not be able to recover for sure, because it will be permanently deleted, because it will not have any backup for it. But as if you have, as I said, you should have a backup for all your data. We should make sure that your important emails are being stored in somewhere else, like you can export it as an file and you can keep it in your machine itself. So this will help to back up your email as well. And yes, this is a part of cyber crime, so it is kind of a illegal activity. You can report it to the law, so this can be treated as a cyber crime for sure. So how can we reinstall all data from getting if possible? Like we can't do it, but still if you are having a backup in backend, that will help you for sure. Is it, is it possible for a hacker to hack an Android only by knowing its one's IP address? No, it is not possible. IP address will be changing it for sure. So unless until your phone is being given with a generic IP, it will not be able to hack for sure. So every time you connect to your Wi-Fi, your IP will change for sure. It will take the available IP address. So IP address will be changing, but still if you don't have any features installed like firewall or anything in between, like network security level, hacker can hack whole your network. Like it doesn't require your IP address. Even your IP subnet, which is like around 256 IP in one subnet will have. So even that is enough for a hacker to hack if there is no security solutions in your place. uh, Thank you. So let's wind up for now. So even if you have any queries, you can just post it to me in my email address. So I would answer it for sure, and you will get your feedback links in the chat box now.
Sir, I have an query.
Yeah, ma'am.
Uh, is Telegram is safe or
Uh,
because
So I,
we are
yeah, now during this COVID period, so all the colleges and everyone are still using, like started using Telegram now. So people
yes.
have moved from WhatsApp to Telegram, which I would recommend that it is not safe for sure, because like WhatsApp use a technology called end-to-end encryption, where your whole data is being secured everywhere. But in Telegram, we don't have any security feature called end-to-end encryption. So that's the reason where Telegram says that they can be 2 lakh people added in one group, and like they can share scripts. They don't have any security feature to make sure that viruses are being spread or not. So that's the reason where many movies or songs, videos are being posted in Telegram, which will automatically install in your machine. So I would suggest that make sure that there are settings in your Telegram which you should take care, where you have options to stop unwanted downloading. So you can disable all your downloads in Telegram, that unless until you click to download. So there is an option. So I would recommend everyone to go and disable that options, because if you are joining in any unwanted groups, in that group, if they are posting some scripts, which will automatically install in your mobile and it will try to run in behind. So it's always recommended that you should understand the security settings, and we should block unwanted things. So by default, Telegram doesn't do that, but as an user, we should make sure that we disable all these unwanted security features. Even if anyone needs to know about more about difference between WhatsApp and Telegram, in my previous session, I have given the whole system where how WhatsApp end-to-end encryption works. So that would be very interesting session for everyone. You can just check and understand how WhatsApp encryption works and which Telegram doesn't have.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you very much. At this pandemic scenario, everyone are aware of this Telegram. So many of
Right.
even I too don't know what is Telegram. After this pandemic period, I joined in the Telegram and I created. There are so many peoples in the Telegram group. That is why I
Right.
want to know this. And you have explained very well. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your excellent and informative presentation. It's an awesome experience to learn with your experience. And behalf of Islamic Women's Arts and Science College, thank you once again for the effective presentation on emerging need in cybersecurity for next gen antivirus on cybersecurity protection and discuss different types of malwares, antivirus, all needs for today's scenario. And my sincere thanks to our secretary, principal, and vice principal. I would like to thank all the participants who joining us for your support and encouragement. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form. Sir, have you posted feedback form?
Yeah, yeah, it's been posted in the chat box.
Yes. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form, and it will be instructed to all the participants. It will take 2 to 3 days to dispatch certificate. Thanks for understanding. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time and
Yeah.
effective presentation.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So I even thank the Islamia management and especially Priya ma'am, that to giving an opportunity to enlighten so much audience, to make sure that even they are secured in their life, and even their data is being secured always. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. A very crispy manner you have explained about cyber security and what are the attacks and malwares, everything. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you, ma'am. So we'll disconnect now. The feedback link is posted in chat box, team. So please just click on that and uh, give your feedbacks in timely manner, because it will be open for maximum like 3 4 hours. So make sure that you do it right away. So thank
Sir,
you, thank
one more thing.
you.
Some participants are requested your PPT and your mail ID. Should I share it?
Yeah, PPT will not be shared, because that
Uh,
is kind of an like a data which has been given for many paid people. So I would request everything will be given by in the cyber upskill email. So I have even
okay.
shared my email in the comments. So any queries, or even if they want any clarifications or more knowledge on cybersecurity, they can directly contact me via my Gmail address. Even my Gmail address I have posted in the comment box, so everyone can connect with me for any doubts and everything via the Gmail account itself.
Okay, that's good. And Can you share the YouTube link so that
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be
This,
posting in the
yeah,
Telegram group? So many participants are there.
sure, sure. This session will be there in the YouTube forever. So even I will share the link for that. So yeah, anytime, any point of time, people can just refer this link and also any videos in our channel. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.